everyone, it's Max and welcome to a new video. Today's video is my March TBR cards edition. So in months past, I've done 10 TBR cards a month. I am cutting back because I am deciding to do more secret reading vlogs. I really like this idea. I love it when like Kayla from Books and Lala does it. And I think it just like adds a little bit of nice mystery to the whole thing. So I have decided to start doing them. I'm hoping to do one a month. So I have cut it down to 5 cards a month. I know that's in half, but I just want to, and also I'm getting back into reading. I'm like enjoying reading, but I'm still just not reading as much as I have in months past. So like back when I first started this channel, I read like 30 something, maybe even 40 books in August. I can't imagine reading that much right now. So I am definitely cutting back and I'm really happy I'm going to do so. So now it's 5 cards, but the same rule applies that if I pulled the same card more than once, that means I have to pull an extra card. All right, so without further ado, let's just get into it.
All right, card number 1, Queen of Diamonds.
All right, the first card that I picked was the Queen of Diamonds. And the prompt for the Queen of Diamonds was to start a new series. And for this, I'm going with Malice by Heather Walter. And this is an arc that I have, and it is a retelling of Sleeping Beauty where the like Maleficent sort of character starts to fall in love with Sleeping Beauty. I am very excited for this. I haven't heard like anything about it, but I have had it on my NetGalley shelf for quite a while. And it's coming out in March, and so I know I need to get to it. I am very excited though. It's been one of those titles that has just kind of been staring at me, and I'm really pumped. I love a sapphic romance. I love a retelling, so just combining them is just like a recipe for greatness, I think, and I hope.
Card number 2, the King of Diamonds.
And then the next card that I pulled was the King of Diamonds, which is to read a YA science fiction. And I am going with my Becky Chambers book of the month, which is Record of a Spaceborne Few. I do have this on audio. I am very excited. I listened to the first book on audio and I really enjoyed it. Then I physically read the second one. And since I'll be physically reading the fourth one, since I have an arc of it, I thought, why not listen to the audiobook of the third one? So then I can have a very concise and full view of the different reading experiences. I'm so excited. Honestly, I don't know who this follows because each book is a standalone, but I gave the first 2 5 out of 5 stars, so I am really excited to be picking up the third one. I'm loving this series so much, and I think I'm just going to love it.
Card number 3, the 2 of Hearts.
All right, the next card that I pulled was the 2 of Hearts, which is to read a diverse fantasy. And for this, I'm going with a book that has been on my Libby like hold shelf for forever, and it's finally almost in my grasp. I'm the next person in line, and that is The House on the Cerulean Sea by TJ Clune. I have heard amazing things about this book. I have not heard one person who didn't love it, so I am so excited. This follows a orphanage of children who have special powers, and it's like known, like the world knows that some people have special powers, but there's definitely a bias against them. And so the feds, like I think a federal like group, sends an employee to go check and make sure all these kids are being taken care of, and he definitely has some prejudices against the kids, but he definitely starts to fall in love with the kids and the orphanage, but specifically the the orphanage keeper, like the head of the orphanage, the older gentleman, like the adult who like takes care of all the kids. I don't know why I can't think of the word, but I hear it's amazing and so sweet, and I'm just so excited. There is a huge part of me that thinks that if I ever want to have kids, I want to adopt, and so I think that this is gonna tug right on the heartstrings for me. I don't know, I hear it's like so sweet and just so wholesome, but it's definitely diverse, and it is a fantasy seeing as these kids have magical powers, so I am so excited to finally read it and see what the hype is about.
Card number 4, The King of Diamonds again.
Of course, right as I say that I want to take this month a little bit easier and just read 5 books, I pull another King of Diamonds, which means I have to pull an extra card. But this, again, is a YA sci-fi. And for this, I honestly didn't even realize this was a thing until right now, but that is The Extraordinaries by TJ Clune. I didn't even realize that I had 2 TJ Clunes on this TBR. But again, I am so excited for this. This sounds really great. And this is a world where superheroes are like real, and our main character like is so into this one superhero. I think he's his hero, but then he meets this guy in real life and starts falling for him, but he's really indecisive because he wants to fall in love with a superhero, I think. Or he just like gets to know the superhero well, or all of the above. But it turns out I think the guy is the superhero, right? I think we all caught on to that. But I'm very excited. I haven't heard as many things about this one as The House on the Cerulean Sea, but I do really hope to love this. It's short. The sequel is coming out somewhat soon, maybe not. I know like the title I think was just released, so maybe it's actually not coming out soon. But I do want to pick this up because I've just heard great things about this author in general. So after I read these, if I love these, then I'll like pick up like the Wolf Song series, Creek Song. There's some werewolf soulmate series that he has that I've also heard great things about. So if I love these, then I'll definitely pick up those. But I'm just excited. I can't believe I have 2 TJ Clunes on this TBR and didn't even realize it until right now.
Card number 5. The Ace of Clubs.
Right, the next card that I pulled was the Ace of Clubs, which is to read a book by an auto-read author in the fiction genre. And for this, I'm going with Mastiff by Tamora Pierce, which is my other audiobook for the month. This is the 3rd and final book in the Becca Cooper series, and I am so excited. This one takes place, I think, a couple years after the events of the 2nd book, and our main character Becca is swept away in secret to the king's like summer palace, and it is because the king's son is missing. Someone came into the king's palace and killed so many people and kidnapped the prince, the crowned prince. And so now Becca, her partner, and a few other very important but also very secretive individuals are trying to figure out who kidnapped the son and where the son went. I'm very excited. I'm a little tumultuous, I guess would be the word, because I don't see how any of these books are connected. I feel like it is just like a series of unconnected mysteries that like the tales of Becca Cooper, but that's like, which works, except that it's like a trilogy and it's done. So the fact that it's a trilogy and there's only 3 books, but there's no real plot tying them all together is a little weird for me, honestly, because when it's something like a trilogy with like a definitive end, like this is it, I expect more of an overarching plot. With this series, it's really just 1 book each. You could almost read them standalone, basically. Honestly, you could. And so it's just like a little bit like, why is it just a trilogy, or like what did she hope to gain from it? Because there doesn't seem to be anything like keeping us going from 1 book to the next. There's no real story that's connecting all 3 of them. But anyways, I am super excited to read it and finish this trilogy. I'm listening to it on audio like I've done the last 2 books, and I'm really excited.
Card number 6. The 6 of Spades.
All right, what is hopefully the second to last card that I pick is the 6 of Spades, which is ancient history. Now, when I originally did this, I was thinking more nonfiction, but I got this book for my birthday this month, and I am just so excited to pick it up, and that is 1,000 Ships by Natalie Haynes. This is a retelling of the Iliad and the Odyssey from the women's point of view, and that includes Penelope, Odysseus's wife, and I think probably Briseis, and I'm hoping maybe Helen of Troy, and I love this idea. The Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker was amazing. I read it last year and absolutely loved it. So I'm hoping that this is similar to that, but Silence of the Girls only followed 1 girl, Briseis. So I'm hoping that this kind of expands it. It is shorter than I thought it was going to be, but I'm so excited to pick it up.
And what is hopefully the last card, card number 7, the 6 of Hearts.
All right, and then for the last card, I got 6 of Hearts, which is a recent acquisition, and I'm going with An Artificial Spring by Sean and Maguire, which is the next book in the October Days series. My battery is flashing at me, but if you haven't been watching my videos, then go check out some past TBRs and wrap-ups where I talk about this series. This is the third book. I'm so excited to read it. I am really enjoying this series. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in any of these books or in my secret TBR, keep a lookout for my reading vlogs, and I'll see you soon with another video.